Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakwadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well, being great example, touch young brothers, and peace and blessings to those who elect, Lord willing to be a part of that number. All right, I'm the brother Kadar from the Demon Baptist of Chicago, coming back with another video. It's going to be entitled Faith Like Abraham. All right, and the scripture says, things written aforetime. I put it here. I'll read it real quick. This is Romans 15:4. It says, "For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope." All right, and you look at the stories of our righteous forefathers, man. All right, this is it was written for us. They were an example for us. All right, look at the our righteous forefathers. They all had the same things in common. All right, they all had faith. All right, they all had the fear of the Lord. They were all bold. Okay, and that inspired me to make this lesson, the faith like Abraham, man. All right, I want to start off with this Genesis 13:1. I started at 1. It says, Abram. All right, that's before his name was changed to Abraham. It says, went up out of Egypt, he and his wife, all that he had, and Lot with him into the south. All right, Lot is his nephew. It says, and Abraham was very rich in cattle and silver and gold, and he went out on his journeys from the south even to Bethel, unto the place where his tent and he had been at the beginning, between Bethel and Hai, unto the place of the altar which he had made there at the first. And there Abram called on the name of Yahweh. And Lot also, which went with Abram, had flocks and herds and tents. And the land was not able to bear them, that they might dwell together, for their substance was great, so that they could not dwell together. All right, so they had so much of both of them had so much of a big substance that the land couldn't handle it. All right, they all had plenty of servants, plenty of cattle. All right, so those cattle and servants, that takes resources. All right, you look at two people with two, the land can only. There was there's a quote when they say this place is only big for this place is too small for the both of us, something like that. All right, so it was both of them had a large inheritance, man. All right, and that's real wealth. All right, it says verse 7. And there was strife between the herdsmen of Abram's cattle and the herdmen of Lot's cattle, and the Canaanite and the Perizzite dwelled then in the land. And Abram said unto Lot, let there be no strife, I pray thee, between me and thee, and between my herdmen and thy herdmen, for we are brethren. All right, he said, we blood. All right, he didn't want anything to happen between them. All right, that shows humility as well. Verse 9, it says, is not the whole land before thee? Separate thyself, I pray thee, from me. If thou would take the left hand, then I will go to the right. Or if thou depart to the right hand, then I will go to the left. All right, so Abraham, he ain't even know where he was going. He basically said, hey, you pick this land, I'll go over here. You pick this, I'll go over there. All right, he had faith in the Lord no matter what. All right, it says, verse 10, and Lot lifted up his eyes and beheld all the plain of Jordan, that it was well watered everywhere before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, even as the garden of Yahweh, like the land of Egypt, as thou comest into Zoar. Then Lot chose him all the plains of Jordan, and Lot journeyed east, and they separated themselves the one from the other. Abraham dwelt in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelt in the cities of the plain, and pitched his tent towards Sodom. All right, then you have the whole thing with Sodom and Gomorrah, which happened. All right, and it said, verse 12, Abraham dwelt in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelt in the cities of the plain and pitched his tent towards Sodom. All right, so Abraham dwelt in the land of Canaan, man. All right, in which later on, all right, the Lord will use Joshua to conquer those lands. All right, so he was already led. He had faith that no matter where he went, the Lord was going to be with him, and the Lord led him to the promised land, man. All right, that takes faith. All right, I'm gonna start at Genesis 17:1. It says, when Abram was 90 years old, Yahweh appeared unto Abram and said unto him, I am the almighty power. Walk before me, and be thou perfect. And I will make my covenant between me and thee, and will multiply thee exceedingly. And Abraham fell on his face, and the Most High talked to him, saying, As for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. Neither shall thy name be no more called Abram, but thy name shall be Abraham, for a father of many nations have I made thee. All right, that's what Abraham means, father of many nations. It says, verse 6, And I will make thee exceedingly fruitful, and I will make nations out of thee, and kings shall come out of thee. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee, and thy seed after thee in the generations, for an everlasting covenant, to be a power unto thee and to thy seed after thee. And I will give unto thee and to thy seed after thee the land wherein thou art a stranger, all the land of Canaan, for an everlasting possession, and I will be their power. All right, it's a people before it's a place. All right, so the Canaanites will dwell in there, so it's the land of Canaan. All right, but like I said, the Lord used Joshua and Caleb, all right, and the rest of the faithful men to drive those Canaanites out the land, giving it to the Israelites. All right, therefore being the land of Israel, man. All right. So the Lord led Abraham to that promised land. All right, and that took faith. All right. This is Hebrews 11:6. Really, yeah, I'm gonna start at 6. It says, but without faith, it is impossible to please him. All right, that's something that we always got to keep in mind. All right, because no matter what happens, the Lord is preparing us for the next level. All right. Certain things go on in your life, man. You just got to trust in the Lord. 1 Corinthians 10:13. All right, the Lord knows I can handle this. The Lord is preparing me for another level. The Lord is trying me, all right, purging me, all right, purging my flaws, man. All right, pray that the Lord direct your way in righteousness, man. All right, it says, For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. By faith Noah, being warned of the Most High, of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, right? So there was no, there was dew on the ground, and that's how, the plants would absorb the water, and whatnot, but it wasn't actual rain coming down at that time. All right, so when the Most High started to make it rain, they were spooked. All right, so before that, nobody, they thought Noah was crazy. Rain, that ain't what? Water coming out the sky. All right. It says, by faith, Noah being warned of the Most High of things not seen. So he haven't even seen it yet, but he believed. It said he moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house. And that's what we doing right now spiritually. All right, getting that blood off our hands. It says, by which he condemned the world and became heir of righteousness, which is by faith. By faith, Abraham, when he was called to go out into the place which he should have after received for an inheritance, obeyed, and he went out, not knowing whether he went. By faith he sojourned in the land of promise, as in a strange country, dwelling in the tabernacles with Isaac and Jacob, the heirs with him of the same promise. All right. And let's get this let's get this in NIV. Where is it? Just to prove my point, is Hebrews 11:8 in the NIV. It says, by faith Abraham, when he called to go to a place where he would later receive as his inheritance, obeyed and went, even though he did not know where he was going. So he had faith through it all, man. All right. That was the faith. All right, this is Proverbs 3:5. It says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. All right, so we got to constantly trust in the Lord. All right, it says, lean not into your own understanding, man. It says, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. All right. It's to back that up, Sirach 37:15. It says, and above all this, pray to the Most High, that he will direct thy way in truth. All right, so we gotta constantly beg the Most High to have his mercy on us, man, to continue to use us as vessels of righteousness, man. All right, because everyone has a role to play. We just grateful that we are on the good side. All right, because we got the best job in the world. Okay. So we got to continue to pray that the Lord's continue to use us righteously, man. Continue to guide us. All right, because we among wolves, man. Okay, we don't want to make the wrong decisions. All right. It's Romans 15:4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. All right, so these noble acts of our righteous forefathers were written for their descendants. All right, because this is our last captivity, and these are the things that I call these the free throw scriptures. All right, because when it's clutch, you remember these basic scriptures. All right. Hey, because when all hell break loose, we won't have these phones. We won't have the Bible, man. All right, it's gonna be in our mind. All right, remembering these scriptures. All right, of course the Lord gonna deal, but this is why this is that grace period, getting ourselves ready, man. All right, that I say it all the time, the spiritual boot camp. All right, the Lord is preparing us for that hour of temptation. All right, and that's one of the reasons, all right, why we're going through all the shit that we need to go through. All right, this is so we can stand strong in that day, man. All right, and the elect is not gonna fold. All right, Lord willing, we be of that number. That's what we fighting to be. All right, it says in 1 Maccabees 2:51, call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time, so shall you receive great honor and everlasting name. Right, so Judah, the father of Judas Maccabees, was he was whenever even Judas Maccabees, all right, whenever Israel will go to war, he would constantly name off the righteous acts of our forefathers when the Lord delivered them, man. To fire them up, to boost their faith. All right. Hey, because that's what you got to do before a fight, man. All right. You gotta believe that you already won. All right. The Lord wants us to believe, man. All right, the power of heaven and earth, man. Okay, so Lord willing, this be an edifying video. All right, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash. That will honor to the apostle, elders, great millstone. Peace and blessed for the full leg. Lord willing, we be a part of that number. Shalom, Akwam, Yasharala.